This episode is sponsored by Parpel. Need a new headlight or taillight? Visit theparpel.com and enter your vehicle information, select the part you need, and schedule an appointment at a local nearby shop. It's that easy. To make the offer even sweeter, we're throwing in 10% off your first order with code WELCOME. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we do. Now, back to the podcast.
Hey, listeners. It is Wednesday, February 21st. It's a little bit afternoon. Sorry for missing Saturday's episode. Probably should have broke the news to you guys a little bit sooner on that. For future reference and stuff like that, just follow Lodge Podcast on Twitter. We'll be able to send you guys announcements that way so you can keep up. We did try to tape. It wasn't for lack of effort. It was for lack of quality. We came back Thursday night. For people outside of Tampa, there's a gorgeous dollar beers deal in Soho every Thursday night. So we went to that, came back, thought it'd be a good idea to hop on the mics, and it wasn't. So here we are now, a week later. Once again, apologize. We'll probably release some of that unseen footage at some point, so be tuned for that. As far as today, Era's going to give us a little hypothetical to start off, and then we're going to get into All-Star Weekend, a little bit of college basketball. College football playoff format just came out, so we're going to talk that. College football 25, we missed that in the time that we've been gone. And then we're going to introduce a new little segment. So without further ado, let's kick it off. So, Era, what do you got for us today?
All right, gentlemen. Pleasure to be here again. You're a burglar today, but you only steal things to slightly inconvenience the people you're stealing from. So what are you taking and why?
Jake, what do you got?
The first thing I would take is laundry detergent and the dryer sheets, because when you go to wash the clothes, especially if you wait a bit too long, you're like, damn, I really need to. I have no clothes left, and then you just find out that you're out. There's nothing worse than a big smelly pile of clothes that you can't wash, especially you might have to wear over again if you run out of clothes. Then the second thing is I would take all the utensils out. God, I know we've been without clean utensils for a while, and that was a pain to try and eat. And, you're looking to see if you have any plastic spoons or forks, and it's just very, very inconvenient.
I'm not sure too many people wait until they have no clothes left, though, to do laundry.
That might be a personal experience.
That just might be personal.
Era, what do you got for us?
I'm definitely swiping the phone chargers for sure. Because when you can't go anywhere or charge your phone, I feel like that.
I think we do have one of those people in this house. I'm not going to lie.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I have so many. I've gone through a lot of phone chargers. And they're not cheap anymore. They're like $20.
No, I know.
Call them out.
I don't know who it is. There's some little goblin running around taking my phone chargers.
Yeah, so that obviously slightly inconveniences you quite often. And then I think I'd also would not take it, but I would displace a TV remote just somewhere where it's obvious in plain sight. I'd put it on top of the microwave or something, just where you're digging up your entire living room, and then you go somewhere and you're like, oh, there it is.
Obvious in plain sight on top of the microwave.
Well, I mean, it depends on where the structure of someone's house. A lot of people have the microwaves just on, but it kind of depends on what the layout of the house is.
Have you ever seen those microwaves that are waist level?
I have. Never used one, but
I've used one, and I've used two. I just don't understand the point of that. Anyway, Owen.
Yeah, so the first thing I'm taking is toothpaste. All the toothpaste in the house. You can't go to your roommates. They don't have any toothpaste. Nobody has any toothpaste. Imagine your household and your roommates all walking around with, the stankiest breath you can imagine. Garlic, onion, whatever it is that you guys were eating, all this seasoning. And then you go to bed to brush your teeth. You pull out the toothpaste, or the toothbrush, sorry. So you have that. And you're like, all right, cool, where's my toothpaste? And you can't find it anywhere. I'd be pissed. I've taught it, and toothpaste isn't a big enough item to, go to the store and buy. So it's just, a major inconvenience by itself not having it. That's one. Number two would be toilet paper. All the toilet paper in the house is gone. I think that probably speaks for itself right there.
If you have a bidet, you could get away with that.
Yeah, if you have a bidet, you can definitely get away with that. If you have dude wipes, I'm snatching those too. Anything that you use to wipe yourself is gone.
And take the
Wipe
bidet.
yourself.
Take the bidet with you.
Yeah, I might even take that with me. So that's gonna be one stinky house between no toothpaste and no toilet paper.
It's gonna be bad breath and poop.
Yeah, poopy butt.
Have you ever used the? I know Dude Wipes has like the mint.
Yeah, the cool.
Have you ever used the cool
Oh
mint?
yeah, my house is a big Dude Wipes house. So
Does
I've
it-
used that.
Does it give you like a minty ass like?
You know,
You have a
the
chill sensation.
The
in your
best
butt?
thing I can say about it, without getting too descriptive, is it's like literally putting a mint in your mouth. It does the same effect, more or less.
You have your boys test you out right before too. You're like, hey, check this out.
Dude Wipes, if you want to sponsor a small business, hit us up. For me, I also went the stench route. I'm going body wash. For me, personally, I mean, there's some people who don't care about the way they smell, but if I don't, I shower like twice a day. I'm a cleanly guy. I swear. This isn't for show. I take pride in how I smell, and if I like smell myself like stinking up the place walking around. So I'm going in, I'm taking all these people's body wash, and they're just going to be, like you said, a stinky household. Second thing I'm taking is light bulbs. I'm taking active light bulbs out of ceilings, out of lamps, and then I'm getting all the reserve light bulbs too, so you just have a dark, smelly household. And it's minor inconveniences because you're like, well, fuck, now I got to go to the store just to get body wash and just to get light bulbs, and they're going to be gone within a week again.
Yeah,
So,
that's a pain.
That is true.
And you can't tell who's stinking up your house because you can't see anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you're
just
right.
The tension would be just through the roof.
Yeah,
I think.
and the real twist of it all is everybody smells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so everybody's blaming everybody for,
For stinking.
yeah,
Right.
Makes sense.
I like it. So,
At
Back
least they
to
have detergent to wash their clothes, you know.
I guess, yeah, I mean, maybe if me and Jack can coordinate,
That would just be a deadly attack plan right there.
that might not be a minor inconvenience anymore. That might be like a real
That's
issue.
a full-on assault onto a house.
That'd be like stepping into Jack's room on a random Tuesday.
You're
pretty
right.
much.
That is true.
Should we start doing that across the street? Should we start doing that to Jake and them?
You start
Yes.
taking light bulbs,
Light bulbs,
Just
body
do it.
wash, toothpaste, everything.
phone chargers. That would piss them off.
Yeah.
I think phone chargers like 1-1.
You
Like-
think? Yeah, I would probably agree.
Because you're like, even like at school, like if you like bring like a cord to like plug your laptop into, you're like, and it's gone. I've had that happen to me. Like, it just pisses you off. I don't know, on like a level that you would never kind of deal with anything else.
Do
Like,
you plug your like 20% charged phone in at night, and then you wake up and your charger's just gone, and your phone is now at like 10%, and you got to go throughout your day and try to find a phone charger somewhere? That sucks.
or it's like even like those days that you like wake up, you're like, shit, I forgot to charge my phone,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, now I have the whole day with like 25%. Better hold it good.
Yeah. Okay. All-Star Weekend was this past weekend, NBA. I feel like we're saying this about like every sport. Maybe hockey is like the only one.
Baseball, I think's got a good one too.
Yeah, baseball. Well, because baseball, it's like you're not necessarily conserving your health as much, I guess. Like I mean, obviously you can get hurt, but I think the risk of injury is a little bit less. Obviously pitchers aren't throwing out their arms, but like NBA All-Star Weekend is just a shit show, and it's weird because a couple years ago, like 2020, that All-Star game was awesome when they first introduced the target score,
Yeah.
and it's just quickly gone back downhill to a point that's worse than it's ever been before. So the game itself. Oh, I think you were pulling up stats.
Yeah,
on
I
that,
got
right?
stats right here.
So yeah, I mean, the only like good thing that I saw from the game was like Luka heaved that half-court shot, and everyone was like, "What the hell is he doing?" And he was like, "Oh, it was a 2-for-1." Like I thought that was like, I don't know, the most humorous aspect of it. But other than that, I mean, there's no point to watch the game.
Or Luka alley-ooping to himself and getting stuffed by the rim.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, the East scored 50-plus points in all 4 quarters. To put that in perspective, that won't be done probably
Until
all
next
year
All-Star game.
by all
Yeah.
teams throughout the season. No team will do that one time. They did it in 4
I
quarters.
mean, they scored 211 points.
211 points. Like,
What was the over/under on total points for the game?
oh, I can't even imagine.
Had to
Probably
been like-
set at like 180.
Yeah.
Right around.
That's got to be team total.
that's got to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
team. Yeah, that can't be total.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can
They
find
hit
it.
almost-
Yeah. Probably for each team. They're
What is that?
probably, like,
295 points. I mean,
Something.
395 total
Three-
points.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean,
yeah. So I mean,
I'm just gonna like read like a quick couple stats because
can you tell me how many shots Cat shot?
he shot That's what I was going to get into. He played 28 minutes, and he shot the ball 35 times.
And how many times did he make it?
He made it 23. He shot 23 of 35. There's no defense. Let's look at the other high scorers here on the Eastern side. You have Damian Lillard, shot 14 for 26 with 39.
MVP.
Jaylen Brown played 22 minutes and scored 36 points on 15 for 23 shooting. It's
Wide
just,
open.
Yeah, I mean,
It also is funny that the East just like picked up Doc Rivers off the street once he got hired, and they were
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, you're our coach now."
yeah. Well, you guys, it's because Joe coached last year, right? You guys get that. Like, you can't
Yeah.
coach 2 years in a row. Yeah, so. But, yeah, I mean, let the numbers speak for himself. I personally was not a fan of it, but.
Yeah, with that too, I mean, like the 3-point contest, it is what it is. I don't understand what they were doing with the court at all. I saw like one of those like Seinfeld memes. It's like that one episode when Kramer's got that like huge red light that shines outside of his room, and his whole room is just illuminated red. And then Jerry walks in, he's like, "Kramer, what's going on in there?" But somebody made it green, and they were like, he was like, "It's the starry 3-point contest, Jerry."
I feel like they just like try to make it look as much like a video game as possible to like
Yeah.
keep someone like, wow, look at the court, it's cool, I want to watch this.
I honestly thought
Are
the
they
most
trying to keep babies like entertained just looking at the court? I'm very confused.
I thought the most entertaining part of all of All-Star Weekend was Steph versus Sabrina, actually. I thought that was
Yeah,
kind of cool.
good. That was cool.
And I also thought it was going to be like, I thought Sabrina was going to win. Like, the conspiracy theorist in me said that just to, like, spark the controversy. I mean, it was close, but
It was.
Yeah, I mean, props for her, too, for shooting NBA threes.
she's a bucket for
She's
sure.
a bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Share my respect for sure. That was
Yeah.
awesome. Shout out Sabrina.
But another, huge part of All-Star Weekend that it just sucks now is the dunk contest. I mean, Jaylen Brown made the final with, like, one of the worst performances ever. And his first dunk was they didn't even show his first dunk live.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
You think the dunk contest they'd show the dunks.
It's an All-Star Weekend for like the production crew too. Like
Yeah.
they're taking the time off. They're not putting in their full effort. It's crazy. It's like Jaylen Brown dunking over a sitting Kai Cenat. Like that was the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
The thing with the dunk contest, like, I feel like there's only so many dunks you can like do.
Well, I feel like we have been talking about that for a while. Like it's like, okay, when are they going to run out of ideas? But another point that I wanted to make is like people are starting the narrative. It's like, oh, we're going to let a guy who's not even in the NBA win 2 years in a row. But for 2 years straight, Mac McClung, I feel like has been the only guy to like bring originality to the dunk contest.
I mean, what, he jumped over Shaq? We've seen like, what is next year? Is he gonna jump over Yao Ming?
No, but he's doing some like nice like double clutches and everything. Like he's the only one over the last 2 years that I feel like has really brought the energy and like actually brought something at least a little bit new to the dunk contest.
But what league's All-Star game is it?
Yeah, I mean you're right. Like last year it was a little bit different because he signed a couple 2-way contracts here and there, but
It's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, I get Mac McClung can jump, cool. It's the NBA All-Star game, and he's not in the NBA.
yeah,
Like-
sorry.
Oh no, I'm just saying, like, we might as well just like the dunk contest would be more fun if they like went out and were like, hey, here's 8 guys off the street.
Yeah.
Can you dunk a basketball? Yes. If yes, you're in the dunk contest.
well they used to have
Yeah,
that actual competition with like guys who just dunked.
yeah.
That wasn't an NBA thing, but that was like a show or whatever,
Mhm.
and that was entertaining because those guys were crazy. What were you saying, Jack?
Yeah, I want them to bring back the whole like other professional athletes, like Michael Irvin and all of them in the '90s used to do it, and you could see him, Chris Carter, doing all these dunks. Like that's what we should be bringing back. Like think about like if we did this the entire time, seeing Jimmy Graham just go up there and start dunking. Like think about that. That's like that's like the one way you can bring it back. Like if you don't have Mac McClung in there, ever since Levine and Aaron Gordon, it's been terrible. Like it's now just for money. There's no point in doing it. The only way you can make the All-Star game itself relevant, you can't make anything else relevant nowadays. Those side skills, I think you can't do anything about. It's if you make it the winner of the All-Star game, the home team is the winner is the home team for the next NBA Finals.
No, that's
That's
I
the
don't
only way
think
you can
that-
make some sort of stakes and keep it entertaining.
I think they should just like.
Do you
involve
have a
more
better way
money.
of putting stakes into for people to try?
I mean, I don't like that aspect of it. Like, you get home advantage because of the All-Stars.
Yeah,
like,
then that makes like seeding null and void at that point.
Yeah,
It's like,
like-
so for the rest of the playoffs, the better seed gets the home advantage, and then all of a sudden you get to the biggest series in the league, and it's like, oh, who won the dunk contest?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a flawed design, but it's the best one they got. So I think it's done for. I
I
really think it's done for.
I think if you like had them like pay out like the 13th man, be like, hey, I want to make this money for my buddy, you know, like, or something like that.
Oh, I see. So like
Instead of them getting the money,
you have
'cause,
a high-profile player come in on a good contract, and then it's like, oh, I just want a bonus for my guy who never suits up.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's not too bad.
My thing is like to put a quick comment on the dunk contest. If they can't get actual NBA stars to participate, it's the swan song. It's done. Like there's nowhere you can go. You have to pivot or come up with something else.
That's been the issue forever, though, is getting like the real stars to come out.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, when you looked at it in the 90s, early 2000s, maybe even early 2010s, you had, like, maybe not stars, but you had, like, good role players, like guys that, or people that recognize these guys that were participating up until a few years ago, I felt like. With the All-Star game, I don't really think you can incentivize it. I think the best solution, like you hear guys like Anthony Edwards talking about it, is like, oh, it's rest. It's rest. I'm resting. It's like, make the time off longer. Make it a week instead of like whatever it is, like 5 days. Make it a week. Make it 10 days, something like that. Let them rest for the first week. Put the All-Star game on the Sunday before like they have now, but give them more time on the front end and let them try and use this as a warm-up to get ready to go for the games that are coming up. Because you see it during the summer. The best parallel would be like guys that are running in UCLA and at summer runs that are kind of getting geared up for the season. I think if you can let them use it to kind of get back in shape after rest for the rest of the year, maybe you have a chance.
What if they pivot to like kind of what the NHL has done? They get like a little like 3v3 tournament going on.
Yeah.
That could be entertaining
King
to
of the
watch.
court.
Yeah, King of the Court.
Yeah.
I would love to see like LeBron and Joel just team up and dominate.
We used to-
somebody else. It's your all-time matchup that you can watch.
Like playing basketball growing up, we used to run this drill. It could be like 3v3, 4v4, 5v5, but it was like 3 teams on the court at a time, and then on one half of the court you have an offense and a defense. Offense scores, they take the ball and they go to the other end of the court and play, or defense gets a stop, they take the ball, go to the other end of the court. Like I think a setup like that, and then maybe you have like rotating subs as they're going. That could be fun to watch, and I mean it's a little bit more fast paced too than what we've seen in the All-Star game, just by nature. So I don't know.
Yeah.
The thing is, you're not going to get these guys to try unless there's some real stakes on the line, because it would be, you don't want your season to end in an All-Star
No,
game.
you don't.
Yeah.
So.
No, I agree. But like, even like look at the NFL. Like they don't care. Like they mailed it in. Like, but the thing with the NFL is like the skills competition is fun. Like I'd rather watch like the Thursday night like skills competition, and that's because those teams, like those players, are doing like out of mind things, like like the catching, and they're like pushing like hundreds of pounds and whatnot. But it's like you see them do like a skills competition in basketball, and you're like, oh wow, he weaved through some cones.
Bring back the longest throw competition.
True.
I see
Yeah,
that
I think
all the
it's sick.
time on social media. That looked so fun to watch.
Yeah,
Allen versus Mahomes would be crazy.
Yeah, dude.
that would.
Or even who's somebody like underrated? Who's got like
Herbert.
an underrated
Herbert.
got a
Stafford.
cannon.
Yeah.
Stafford's
Bring
got a
in Joe
cannon.
Milton. He's gonna be in
Joe
the
Milton.
he's gonna be in the
Joe
in the
Milton.
NFL this year.
Okay.
He is a
Jameis.
Jameis got a cannon. But like, so to that point, like you think of like every other sports skill competition is like cool, because it's like the home run derby, and then you have like the NHL, like the fastest skater, and like shootouts and stuff like people like can't do normally. But like the basketball skills competition is like pass the ball through a
Yeah, it's shitty.
yeah
I mean,
It's literally just basketball.
Bring
It's
out- take that-
crossover,
Yeah.
pass.
Take the NBA route. Bring out some USFL guys that come compete.
literally.
Bring out AJ McCarron.
I think too, like ultimately it's just like an attitude thing. Like we can come up with all this stuff that we want. If the players don't want to go out there and participate or put in any effort, which is the attitude of the weekend right now, we can sit here and do that all week long. I don't know if you guys saw real quick Silver's reaction when he was like the game was going on. He was pissed.
Yeah,
he
of
looked
course.
visibly upset.
He had Larry Bird, Iguodala,
Yeah.
and Dr. J go in and like try and give a fucking pump up speech to the guys in the locker room. They're like, "No, we're not
Yeah.
doing that." Like Iggy just retired, dude. That guy wasn't going all out in All-Star games.
No,
Maybe
no.
Bird and Dr. J, but that was
Yeah.
That was back
years
in
ago.
the day.
Yeah.
And Silver had like hyped this up too, like all season. He's
I
like,
think-
this is gonna be a great.
He was like, "This is
weekend.
the year.
This is the year.
This is when we turn things around."
And they were like, yeah, dude, I don't know who the hell you're talking about,
He
but
sounds like a Dallas Cowboys fan. This is the year.
Is Damian Lillard the equivalent to Dak Prescott?
Big time All-Star performer. I mean, he performs in the playoffs though.
I mean, he does, but they never win.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. But Dak doesn't like. I
Dak's
can't say Dame's
Dak's
the
team has
reason
always
they
been much
lose.
more talented than Dame's. Dame's best team was before the Bucks was like when he was a rookie with LaMarcus Aldridge and all them.
I'm just saying, like, he puts up a lot of stats and doesn't win.
I guess.
That's Russ.
Yeah, that could be a topic for another day.
Yeah, NFL NBA comparisons.
College basketball.
Go
We
Bulls.
are in full swing now. This is pretty much all we've got going, especially this past weekend with, shitty NBA going on. Let the Bulls dance, baby. Big win
Let
for
'em
the
dance.
USF
Let's
Bulls.
go.
So they took down FAU. Big time win for the program.
Huge.
What is their win streak at home now? It's
I think
something
they're
outrageous.
like
right?
11 wins in a row.
It is
Yeah.
11, yeah. First sellout since 2001 too.
Yeah, you're not going into the Yuengling Center with a good chance to win. It seems these days. And did they move into first in their conference after that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They did, right?
They were number one already.
Yeah. When they beat Charlotte the other night, they overtook
First
number one
place.
conference. Yeah.
So I've got my two favorite teams going into Selection Sunday. I love USF. I love McNeese State, baby.
McNeese.
I'm riding with McNeese. If McNeese makes a tournament, I'm hammering them. That's for sure.
Their first game, I feel like they're gonna be like the Murray State when Ja was
Yeah.
there. Like they were
Yeah.
like the shoe in to
Yeah.
win that first game.
Yes,
and then-
exactly.
yeah.
If they can lock in like a 12 seed, if they can win their conference, get a 12 seed, dude. Oh my God.
Yeah, you got to ride them.
Yeah.
You got to ride 'em, that's for sure.
Um,
Yeah, no, I mean it's good for USF. I mean that program has been suffering for a long time.
They've only been to the tournament once.
I know. Their head coach seems to be a good fit for the program, seems to be a good fit for the players. They got a good collection of talent. I don't know exactly how far they could go, but I could see them winning a game or two in the tournament, maybe.
Dude, and that's like St. Patrick's Day weekend always.
Yeah.
The first.
Yeah,
first
dude.
game.
Yeah.
If USF plays, it's gonna be insane here.
It is.
Yeah,
It will
it is
be.
nice to have like we're seeing like a Cinderella story somewhat unfold in Tampa right now, and it's fun to be around.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I know they're about
absolutely.
20 minutes north of us, but still, it's exciting.
Yeah.
We got to get to a game.
We will.
We'll get to
Uh,
a game and we'll vlog, I guess.
I went versus UTSA, and it was a great time. It was student section's crazy there. There was probably about 6,000 people, and most of it was in the student section. So.
They got to keep that up though. Like
Yeah.
it can't just be like, oh, we sell out for FAU. Like if they
Yeah.
can keep that student section rocking for
Yeah.
these conference games coming up the rest of the year, that'll be huge.
But it's like anything, if you win, it's going to take care of it. That's pretty much
Exactly.
how it goes.
Yeah.
in
Winning
college.
cures all.
It
Yep.
does.
It's pretty much how it goes.
This
But yeah.
is a team of champions. So how about you get on the bandwagon now?
Yeah. Hop
I
on.
was always all in on USF
Let
basketball.
the Bulls dance.
The Bulls bandwagon. Hop on or get left behind.
So that's our college basketball recap.
No, we got UConn. UConn lost to Creighton.
Yep.
Oh. Well,
And
UConn
Danny
is
Hurley-
like
Purdue lost to Ohio State.
Yes, they did. You're right.
1 and 2 lost.
Yes,
UConn historically is terrible on the road. They're 0-19 versus top 25 teams.
that's pretty
It
bad.
doesn't matter, dude. They're a wagon.
Danny Hurley told a fan he was going to knock him out.
Yep.
Yeah, hey, that's my coach.
The Hurleys are awesome.
The Hurleys are great. That's a funny thing. However, I will say, like, since it's Danny Hurley, people are writing it off. But I'm gonna go a little bit off track here. Like, if that was Nick Sirianni, he'd be
Oh my God.
put on a steak and probably roasted over
Yeah,
a
but
fire.
people actually hate Philadelphia.
Yeah.
UConn is like a feel-good story because they're a blue blood and they were so bad since like Cardiac Kemba, and then they came
Well,
back.
they won that one. They
They
won
had
in
Shabazz
14 with
Napier.
Napier. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like you never think about them
Yeah.
unless if like it's just like a weird like Connecticut's like a weird state. It can't have nothing, you know. Kind of like the city of Detroit.
Yeah.
I was listening over our whatever you want to call what we did on Thursday night era, and we were talking about Detroit Mercy and their win, and you were like, this embodies college basketball. When I show my kids when my kids ask what is college basketball, I'm going to show them that. I'm not going to show them Cardiac Kemba. I'm showing them one fan storm the court after 0-26 Detroit Mercy gets their first win.
Dude, it's electric because it's like college basketball's that weird like mosh pit of talent because there's like 350 Division I basketball teams. It's like one of those things where you're like, damn, Detroit Mercy is a Division I basketball team, and then you see that they were 0-26.
Yeah.
Dude, Detroit had to give up everything for the Lions to be good. The Pistons, the Tigers, Detroit Mercy.
It will cost you everything. That's for sure.
Kind of like you're saying at that point, like with the amount of Division I basketball programs, then you pivot over to like football, and you even have your like historically good college basketball programs, and you go to their football teams, Villanova, UConn, like they're non-factors at all.
Literally, and it's crazy, and it's like also, but it's like vice versa when it's talking about like if you're a football powerhouse, you like. Odds are you have at least a decent basketball program.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also rare to see like that success at least carry over within like a few years of each other.
Like Florida, 2006 and 7.
Yeah,
that's
baby.
crazy.
Is that like the last time that's happened? Where
it has to have been.
right?
Probably.
I can't think of one off the top of my head. Like,
No.
I mean, LSU has had some decent basketball teams like since their 2019 run, but nothing like Clemson a little bit.
No, they're not a good basketball school.
UNC and Duke UNC's had good basketball and football, but never champions. They had Trubisky when they were still winning with Smith, and then last year this year, UNC football played well and okay, and their basketball team's good. Same thing with Duke. Duke's was ranked.
Yeah, they were.
I mean, kind of with that, we did have the official CFP format come out.
5+7, baby.
Can you kind of break that down? Because I still like.
Yes. So the Pac-12 is now the Pac-2, as we know. So Oregon State and Washington State are the only two schools in the Pac-12 at the current moment. So they just transferred over commissioners, and they can't win a conference championship. So the board got together because it was going to be 6 and 6. So like the Power 5 all got in off an automatic qualifier than like the Group of 5. So
You're telling me that one of those two teams would have gotten in?
No, that's what I
he's
said.
talking about right now.
They can't win the conference, so they can't.
Yeah.
Damn,
So-
Jack.
Listen to me.
You got to pay attention.
I did, but then you just went. The original plan was 6 and 6, so that's why I was
because
asking.
the Pac-12 was around.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
So now the Pac-12 is gone.
All right, have your moment,
It's
Era.
5+7. So 5 conference champions automatic bid. So ACC, Big 12, Big 10, SEC automatic qualifier, and then the highest ranked Group of 5 champion, I would imagine, gets in. So it's exciting. It's exciting times for college football. It's going to be electric. Like those, like we were texting last night, like home playoff games. So like that first round is home playoff games.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then the second round is when it gets to neutral site, and then you have like the final. Obviously, after that it goes to neutral site. But dude, the 5, 6, 7, and 8 T seed are going to have rocking environments. Like it's going to be insane.
I like that they're officially calling conference winners like automatic bids because it was so obvious for the past few years that's what they were doing, but it wasn't like set in stone criteria.
Yeah.
So that does make me happy. So what does this mean for your Fighting Irish?
It's pretty good for us as an independent school. So Jack Schwarbick, the Notre Dame athletic director, was helping design this before he's 10 years up. So people right now are saying, like, so Notre Dame cannot get the 1st through 4th seed. They could go be the number 1 team in the country. They will not get the number 1 seed because they're not going to have an automatic qualifier. Notre Dame doesn't play in a conference championship game, so they're getting a bye week before round 1, which is huge for Notre Dame, especially when you look at like the way the path would set up. So like you're going to have like 1 through 4 be whichever way you want. But then Notre Dame will play the 12 if they're the number 5 seed, obviously. So that more than likely is going to be a Group of 5 champion at home in December in Indiana, which is going to be a cold, very exciting game, hopefully for Notre Dame.
So what you're saying is this guy Schwarbick set it up for Notre Dame to have the easiest path.
Yes, because then if they win, it got approved. So, I mean, it's fair because Notre Dame already has the bye week before.
There has to be some sort of collusion here.
No, it got approved. So
yeah, with the Notre Dame guy on the board. How many Irish people are on that board?
it's all the presidents of the conferences. Yeah.
Can we 23 and me them?
You could if you want. But so Notre Dame would be, if they theoretically went 12-0 or like took care of business and are number 5, they're playing probably a group of 5 team, and then the lowest ranked of the automatic qualifiers
But now, what about when Notre Dame
loses games.
inevitably does what Notre Dame has done the past few years, and they drop those games that they shouldn't drop?
They will still be in the playoffs, hopefully, because it's the top 12.
Bullshit.
So 7 automatic or 7 with at large.
Would have been fun to see Liberty play this year.
Dude,
They probably would have gotten mopped.
Well, that's what I was saying. So I saw a tweet yesterday. So if Oregon had the number 5 seed, they would have. Where is it? I'm pulling it up. Sorry. Where is little Chris? There he is.
I don't know how to feel about this. I mean, I'm excited to see more teams, but
Yeah.
So if Oregon was the 5 seed in the by the way the end of season ranking started, they would have played Liberty, their first game at home, been a 22.5 point favorite,
22.5.
and then if they won, they would have played Kansas State in the second round, and would have been a 15.5 point favorite.
Oregon's getting screwed by this.
That's if they were the 5 seed. If they won their conference over Washington, they would have been the 2 seed, and their draw would have been Notre Dame, and they would have been a 5 point favorite in a neutral site.
Interesting.
Which is crazy, to think about. So, as a Notre Dame fan, I'm very happy as the 5 seed goes.
I mean, I think this is exciting for the sport, but also that first round of games, there's going to be a lot of stinkers.
There's
There
gonna be
is.
stinkers. But I think it's a cool idea to at least introduce the home playoff format, especially in college football. You go throughout the season playing all these games at home and with all these sellout crowds, all these crazy rambunctious fans. That's part of what makes your team so good and reflects in the record, I think. So
And it's just it's the best environment.
that's what I mean. And
Yeah.
so you deserve to be able to have that same advantage, at least for a first round of a playoff game, which I think that's a cool thing to implement.
I think it'd be fun to go back to when the CFP was first introduced and look at the top 12 finishers and see what that bracket would have looked like.
Yeah.
People have definitely done it.
I
but-
can't imagine that there would be many different champion outcomes, but you
Yeah,
never know.
no.
Maybe some upsets in there. Any given Saturday.
Any given Saturday. I agree, but like I said, it's going to be fun. It's going to be like a breath of fresh air because, especially with this year, could you imagine if there would have been 12 teams in the playoff where, there was so much Ohio State left out?
What about that year
Florida
UCF
State.
gave themselves a parade?
Yeah.
Maybe they
That
could have
was-
made some noise in
They
that.
would have been
true.
they would have been the automatic bid.
If I'm the Golden Knights, I'm irate.
Yeah. That was a Cinderella story right there for sure.
Hey, listen, for college football, the one thing that should matter is it keeps people from it keeps people playing until the end of the season and not just for going to bowl games and just preparing for the draft.
Yeah.
You know, it keeps your full team intact. It delays coaching hires, because as soon as their season ends, they're gone and it just screws up the bowl season.
and it also gets rid of the elongates the transfer portal.
Yes, that was another thing. And talking about players and transfer portal and all that sort of stuff, I think it gives a cool opportunity to guys that are probably over talented in a underwhelming situation that don't have an opportunity to play on a big stage like that. Some guy that comes out from, like we said, Liberty. I don't know. Let's just say next year they've got some stud playing quarterback or wide receiver or something like that doesn't get these looks, but all of a sudden they put up a dogfight against Notre Dame just using your school. That kid's going to get an opportunity that he wouldn't have had this situation not existed. So that's pretty cool to think. And I think with the NFL too, you always see it. There's so much parity in the talent that comes out of college football. These guys that are coming. Yeah, you have your Alabamas and Georgias, but second, third round guys that become all pros that go to Middle Tennessee State, stuff like that. I think that's cool for them.
I was kind of to that point, how March Madness, you'll see guys in the NBA drastically improve their stock in the draft just from electric March Madness run.
Jordan Hawkins.
I wonder if we'll see, like you were saying, I think that'd be cool to see a guy who wasn't skyrocketing up draft boards in the NFL, and then he goes out, maybe from a 12 seed, they pull some upsets. He has a couple crazy games. That'd be cool.
Yeah. It would be fun. And like I said, so it also kind of, to your point about parity, I think the transfer portal, although it's been, it's a mess, it still is, made college football a more even landscape.
Yes.
Where, like, especially where you're
Absolutely.
integrating this in right now, like, I think this is the perfect time to do it.
Before we pivot to the new college football game announcement, I do want to address. I fired off a tweet the end of last week that I think it was really thought provoking. So I tweeted, did some research. I think one thing the Eagles need to do in order to try and get back to winning the Super Bowl, they need to give the Philadelphia Phillies an exorbitant amount of money. Trade with the Detroit Tigers for the rights to Patrick Mahomes and offer him an amount of money he can't refuse to come back and play baseball and totally leave football behind.
There you go.
That number might have to have a B in front of it.
It does. I said $1 billion, but if Jeff Lurie's willing to spend some more, go right ahead. Get Mahomes out of there.
There you go. There's your Detroit guys. Maybe that's what you need right
One
there.
of my buddies has a Mahomes Tigers jersey.
Yeah.
Let's frame it.
That's
Let's send it to Mahomes and be like, look what you're missing out on.
That's kind of crazy. The two greatest quarterbacks ever both got drafted in the MLB and had active contracts in the MLB
Yeah.
or rights to teams.
And Russell Wilson did,
Yeah,
too.
Russell Wilson. Kyler Murray was going to be,
He was
number one overall pick in the MLB draft.
Yeah,
Go
let's-
Brandon Whedon.
Let's pull Mahomes from the NFL. Let's get some talking about parity. Let's get some parity in the NFL. Get Mahomes out of there.
That is true. We'll do it.
Make him play tennis for all I care.
We'll start a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
A GoFundMe. Let's raise billions of dollars. Be like, you have to stop playing football.
Sorry,
I mean,
Patrick.
he's got a lot of money, but money talks.
Yeah.
More money. Why would you turn down more money?
That is true.
That's a good point.
What's his net worth?
I
a
can
lot.
only-
Let's
I can
triple it.
Only
Triple
imagine.
it.
I
Yeah,
can
that
only
might take a
imagine.
few generations.
A few.
Yeah, that might set back the American economy.
It might. Yeah, it might do that.
We'll just take a loan.
It's worth it though, because football drives the American economy.
Yeah,
It does.
The way I
does.
see it,
That is
That
me,
it
too.
does.
just like
Don't give a piss about nothing but football.
college football is going to drive my bank account pretty soon. College
Yeah.
football 25.
Yeah, and well, me too. That's
So
exciting.
they're not calling it NCAA football. It's just college football.
No, I don't think they got the rights with NCAA, so I think it's just college football.
So they had to trade off. Are they getting? They're getting like with the NIL. They're able to name players, right? You don't have
Yeah.
to download rosters with names anymore.
Yes. So
Also, shout out to the people who have kept NCAA football 14 alive for the
Thank
past
you.
10, 11
That's
years.
for real, yeah.
Really stand-up characters, putting their time and effort. I wonder if they got paid at all. I wonder if people paid them.
probably not.
Probably
Maybe
not.
some donations.
Yeah, that thing survived decades in the belly of the. Well, was it decades?
decade.
I guess
A decade, yeah.
decade,
A decade.
They survived a decade in the belly of the beast, the darkest times. Like, this game is never coming back. And thanks to those people that kept that dream alive all these years, here we are.
This might be one of the greatest achievements in the history of sports fandom that
Absolutely.
people didn't let this dream die, and we just
Absolutely.
bullied EA into shelling out tons of money to get naming
But-
rights back and be able to push out this game
But
for
you know
us.
what? EA is gonna make a fortune.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Fortune, and that's a dying well, I shouldn't speak for them, but I would imagine that they were a suffering company because they haven't pumped out a good video game, it seems like, besides
People buy
PGA
'em, though.
maybe.
Well, I mean, the thing is, they're just gonna carbon copy all the Madden.
I think they said they've been building it from the ground up.
Yeah.
Are they?
I hope so.
Because if they
Are
do
they
it,
going to then implement those
'Cause
mechanics into Madden? Because that would be cool.
That
I
would be
hope-
great.
Madden is such a bad game.
Madden's such
Yeah.
a stale.
Because if they just took it from Madden, they might ruin this game.
They
Yeah.
might. Yeah, they might.
But-
It's just Madden with college football
Yeah.
uniforms, which people have already been doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yesterday, Notre Dame athletics, in terms of like the NIL, put a statement out. It said, after nearly 2 years of work with EA Sports, we're proud to announce that our fans around the world will be able to play with as the Fighting Irish in the upcoming college football franchise. But they said the work that EA Sports is doing to provide over 11,000 college student athletes opportunities to benefit directly from their name, image, and likeness is a first of its kind undertaking, and we're proud to have been involved in the process.
Wow.
So I wonder, what is the lowest guy on the totem pole out of those 11,000 players? I wonder what he's getting paid.
$100.
It's
I was
probably got
gonna
to be like a couple. Like I feel like it's like an opt-in type thing, where like if you don't want to be in the game, you're gonna be like quarterback 11. But if
Yeah,
you
for sure.
if you opt in, you might get like a couple $100. But it's like, shit. Why would you not want to be in the game?
It's like how
Yeah.
Bill Belichick has just been a random guy in Madden for
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
last however many years.
Years.
Yeah, but also you have to. Are they going to go to that, like, third stringer on the bench to like get him in the game?
Yes.
I
Like,
like-
are they? They're gonna put the
That'd be
entire
cool. I
roster.
mean,
not gonna-
11,000 is a lot of players.
Yeah. There's 131 college football FBS programs, and each of them have like 100 players on the team.
So that
What
makes
team are you
sense.
first taking in Dynasty mode?
I
I think I might import you Tampa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude, you might. I might start. I'm thinking like go home, Central Michigan, USF. It depends what their overall is. That was my old franchise because they were so bad. But I used to go to Central Michigan games as a kid with my family, so I might be taking over the Chippewas.
I'm thinking
Chippewas.
like Toledo for me.
Coach Doug's will be back
Yes, that'll be fun to watch. I'm gonna follow that series hard.
for sure.
We should do like an online dynasty.
That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
that would be great.
I'm
time.
taking Delaware State, HCBU,
Delaware State.
know,
there you go.
HCBU.
and I'm gonna transfer. Fuck, you
They
know.
won't be in the game. They're not FBS.
Oh damn.
Only
Discrimination.
FBS schools.
Well, you know what? Wherever I end up, I'm taking General Booty.
So
with
there's
me.
no FCS, right? So I can't take like South Dakota State.
Yeah.
Not
No.
at the moment. Well, some of them might be in the game because remember they also used to have like FCS Southeast would always just like ruin your fucking dreams.
Yeah, maybe like
Yeah.
yeah.
You'd be simming. You'd be like have like a 95 overall
Hold
team,
up.
and then they'd play FCS Southeast with the pirate logo, and they just lose.
if Salisbury University, a D3 school in the Eastern Shore of Maryland, is in Madden, I have to believe that an FCS school would be in
They're
college
not in
football.
Madden.
Yeah, dude.
You can when you pick your college, you can pick like Salisbury.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
it's
pick
Salisbury.
any like name, but like the team is not actually going to be in the game.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but like,
I can't imagine they're throwing like Rowan University in there.
yeah, like, but if I can like choose to be from this, like, then I think.
Yeah, you can choose that, but like I'm dynasty mode, bro.
No, I'm importing you Tampa, and I'm giving us a 6 stadium,
Yeah.
and we're gonna
Please,
be a powerhouse.
somebody's got to do it.
Then I'm
Somebody's
going-
gotta do
Recreating
it.
Pepin.
Well, we got that new president from TCU. Maybe
Yeah, let's see what she does.
maybe we can push her to get a football team going.
yeah.
It's so weird how we hide our football history. That's a topic for another day, but
yeah,
Yeah,
when-
we could go on
'Cause
forever
we don't want
about
to
that.
anger the crowds.
in the pits of hell of the off season.
yeah, it took a real deep dive for me to like actually learn about our team's football history. We
John
did win a bowl
Mersack,
game.
they ended Nick Saban's career.
Yeah,
Is Kent State Golden Flash.
yeah. Wait, what? John.
Mersack.
Yeah, he Sloth from the Goonies.
Yeah,
number one overall pick.
overall pick, University of Tampa.
Yes, sir. He died from an overdose, unfortunately. R.I.P. All right, so we're gonna get to a new segment.
A new one.
Lodge News Network. Welcome. We're here to give you the most dire breaking news of the week. I don't know. I'll start us off. The FDA has authorized a medication to treat milk, egg, and nut allergies.
It's good for me. I have
So
peanut allergies.
Yeah, congrats to that crowd. However, it's going to cost you $3 to $5 grand per month for this medication.
Sheesh.
Think health insurance going to cover it?
I don't know.
I doubt it.
The report didn't mention health insurance.
Can we cross-reference that with like how much an EpiPen goes for? Like
A lot of money.
I
Yeah, we
don't
can.
know. I
So
don't know. I'm just
it's-
curious.
You know, for any lactose intolerant people out there, or people like you, Era, who can't eat nuts,
Mm-hmm.
it's super exciting prospect. But how much are you willing to pay to eat some peanuts?
I mean, I've made it 22 years at this point without them.
Yeah, they're not that good.
And so,
I can't imagine this medication's gonna be flying off the shelf.
but I mean, it's like
unless Bezos like can't drink milk.
that's the thing. Like, if I'm young, I would think about it. Like, if my parents like had the dough just to like dish out to like, because it's just like it's a convenience type thing, you know, when you're at that age. Like,
Yeah.
because you don't like as a parent, you don't like know like what's good and what. But like at this point in my life, like I've made it, so probably not gonna use that one for myself.
What price would you pay, personally, out of your own pocket?
I don't know. That's a. I could definitely see like a couple thousand, but it depends like how like monthly. If I'm using this for like a monthly, I'd probably pay like $400 max.
Peanut butter's real good, dude.
Chick-fil-A, Five Guys, things you've never
That's
had.
fine. I didn't say anything about sesame seeds, so I'm still allergic to sesame seeds, so still won't
Well, I
work.
just mean like the peanut
All right.
oil.
Let's work on that, FDA. Let's get a sesame seed remedy out here.
Yeah, help a brother out.
Oh, and what do you got there?
All right, so my my little sub segment is gonna be based on our beautiful state of Florida that we're in. Kind of going off the whole Florida man take and vibe. So week 1, we've got Florida's gambling helpline surges 138% after Hard Rock Sports launches their online betting book.
Congratulations, Floridians.
Losing bets.
Listen,
Welcome to the rest of the Western world.
Congratulations, Seminoles.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say you guys waited a damn long time. You guys deserve it. Gambling addiction is serious, but we're with you.
Should we tag the hotline?
We're with you. Yep.
I'll tag the
we'll tag the hotline.
1-800-ADMIT-IT.
But yeah, welcome to being one of us. The first step is admission. So good for you. However, that doesn't mean that you have to quit, because 95% of gamblers quit before they hit it big. We
Damn
know
straight.
that.
Put that picture up right now with
Yep.
the pickaxe.
I'll get it up there.
Anyways, so I'm not surprised. However, I saw a pretty funny comment that I thought was pretty relevant to this story. 138% is not a lot of helping. That means it went from like 25 people to 44. So that's a pretty fair point right there. I know that math doesn't work out, but yeah, I don't know how many people are actually calling in this hotline. But anyways, March Madness is coming up, so that number is going to go through the roof, I'm sure,
baby.
after that.
Yeah.
But don't give up on your dreams.
Can you
Keep
call
going.
the helpline to ask for like their locks?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Was it you? Somebody sent it the other day. It was like, yeah, I just got fired from the gambling helpline because I helped this dude cook up a crazy parlay.
I love it.
Boy.
Ara, what do you got for us?
I'd like to introduce you guys to my man, John Cheeks.
John Cheeks.
He is he's currently suing the Powerball and Washington, D.C. lottery
Oh, no.
after being denied his $340 million prize after he was told that the lottery's website had made a mistake, despite his winning numbers showing up on the website. So,
What are
he
we
said-
doing, Powerball?
Cheeks hadn't seen the drawing on January 7th, but looked up the winning numbers on the lottery's website the next day, and to his surprise, he saw his numbers staring right back at him. But they weren't correct.
Yeah, I'd be pissed. I'd probably burn that office to the ground.
Wait, so who messed up? Was it they published the wrong numbers? Or
It had to have been, it had to have been.
so who really won?
I don't know. Not John Cheeks.
Whoever it is should share that money with John Cheeks.
No, I think they have to give John Cheeks
Yeah,
the money.
Powerball should compensate John Cheeks.
The winning numbers posted on the DC lottery website were not the same as the Powerball numbers drawn on January 7th. Cheeks' lawsuit claims his numbers remained on the lottery's website for 3 days, and at that time the prize was $340 million.
He's got a case there.
He's
I'd
got
imagine
something.
he's going to get
It
some
does.
sort of money.
But, dude, that's an all-time bad day.
That's
Oh
a
my
terrible
God.
day.
Imagine logging on and you're just like, holy shit, I just won $340 million.
Yeah.
And you call and they're like, who are you, John Cheeks?
They're like, John, I hate to be Mr. Cheeks, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it was not correct. The numbers were wrong.
That's so awful.
that might be my first coach's name in college football 25, John Cheeks.
John Cheeks, in
John
honor.
Cheeks.
John Cheeks.
You're going to sign a $340 million contract for John Cheeks.
I'm going to honor you, John Cheeks.
So is there any way that this lawsuit gets upheld and
I
side with him?
don't know.
We should keep track of this.
Yeah,
Yes.
John Cheeks, we're pulling for you, buddy.
pulling for you,
Get your
Cheeks.
money, dude. Get your money.
Love me some Cheeks.
Okay.
Well,
Jack, please get us off of that.
Come on, Jack. What do you got?
I don't know how
Take us
I'm
home,
supposed to follow up that, but let's take it back to 100 years ago, however many you want to go. The measles outbreak in Florida. In 6 Florida elementary schools, and the CDC is now warning everybody that the measles outburst is now back on the rise. So we can all look forward to that. And yeah,
I couldn't
Shout
even
out to
tell
measles.
you. I couldn't even tell you, what does the measles do? What do you get?
I don't know, because
What are
apparently it was eradicated by the year 2000, so we weren't even alive.
Is this anti-vax? Is this anti-vax crowd bringing back the measles?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, no, dude.
We're gonna get banned on YouTube.
Oh, shit.
We're just doing what the Chinese did with COVID. and
Whoa.
Okay.
We're using the
Okay.
We made it 48 minutes
Yeah.
before you
Yeah.
said something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
Hey, we're getting closer. We're getting closer.
Longer than last time.
Yeah, that's true.
that is. We're getting better. Hey, improvement every time. That's what
I mean,
we strive
shit.
for over here.
You're telling me Sean can say conspiracy theories, but I can't?
I think it depends on the conspiracy
On
theory.
the level of degree with what I'm claiming. I just jumped from 0 to 100.
I also think it was your choice of words.
Yes, that
Yeah,
too.
that didn't. Yeah, that didn't.
Yeah,
help.
that wasn't.
That didn't help. But,
But yeah.
So yeah, that's all our news for today. Thanks for checking into Lodge News Network. Thanks for listening to the Lodge Pod. I think we're good. Nobody has any closing statements, right?
We'll
If
see
you made it,
Saturday.
if you made it this far, you're a
Yeah.
real one. We appreciate
Yeah,
you.
we'll see you Saturday. We won't miss it this week. Keep posted on the Twitter. We'll have announcements there. Follow the TikTok. Follow the Instagram. We're going to post, some good clips for the people who don't want to sit here and listen to us babble for an hour.
And listen to us.
Maybe can they send in a segment recommendation if they're interested?
Yeah, send us recommendations. Send us
Questions.
challenges you want. If you want to watch us play Guitar Hero for 3 hours, we'll do that.
Shout out to Part Pal.
We do that anyway. Shout
Yeah.
out Part Pal,
Yeah.
our glorious sponsor.
Yeah.
Um,
Tell us how bad we suck. Tell us if you love us. We don't care. Let us
We
know.
don't care.
A lot of people were telling me how odd I looked on the TikTok. It was just my friend.
you were getting some hate.
Dude, I was also getting some love.
Yeah, there you go. The only person's feelings who will be hurt is that guy right there, and he'll be all right. So just
Yep, that's
pile
fine.
on.
He'll answer
Yeah.
back.
I definitely will answer back.
Alrighty, let's put a
Let's
put a
do
cap
it.
to this. February 21st. Once again, thank you for listening. We will see you guys on Saturday.
Like,
Peace.
comment, subscribe.